In today's video, we're going to be doing our first project in a series I'm doing to challenge myself to make more complex projects. I started pottery only 5 months ago, so pretty much everything I do is new and challenging. Today we're going to be making my first tea set. I will pop up a picture on the screen of my inspiration for this set. The biggest challenge is that is most definitely made by wheel throwing or slip casting, and I will be using slabs to make the entire project. So we're going to see if I can recreate it today. I am starting out by just compressing and smoothing down my slab, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut out the size I need for all of my cups. And I'm also cutting out some circles for the bottom of my cups. This is how I'm going to make the base of the teapot, or I guess the body of the teapot. And if I make two halves, and they will be neater, I can attach them, and that's essentially the shape I want. To make the body of the teapot, I'm going to be putting this slab on top of the bowl, smoothing out all of the sides and compressing it to form the shape. And I will be letting it sit for about a day or two to harden up. For the braided handle, if you know how to braid, then it is pretty simple. Just do a standard 3-strand braid, making sure you compress each overlapping point. For the spout, I was essentially just guessing on a shape, putting it together to see how it looked, trimming off the excess, and then fully securing the two ends together. To assemble the cups, I'm just scoring and slipping each side before I wrap them around and secure each end together. Once the ends are fully secure, I do the same for the base of the cup. 2 days later. Hopefully everything is at a good dryness now. My plan is to finish smoothing out my cups and add the thumb indent. After I fully finish my cups, then we will get to assembling the teapot. I'm trying to find a solution to smoothing the insides of my cups. I don't keep my nails short enough to be able to smooth them with my fingers. We're gonna try out these sponges on a stick. I think I'm gonna put the thumbprint right on the seam where I connected the two sides of the slab. That way it can kind of hide the imperfections of the coil I put on top. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna do this to the other 3 cups, and then after they've sat out for a little while and hardened just a little more, I'm gonna take my sponge and fully smooth over the outside. But yeah, now it's time to make the teapot. Some challenges I know I'm gonna run into is the lid. I'm gonna have to make a little shelf on the inside for the lid to sit into. So let's just look at this. I'm gonna spend some time cleaning this up. I'm gonna be making a lot of weird faces and have to be at crazy angles. I will come back once my coils are smooth and these things are attached securely and don't look crazy. So, I'll be back. Right here, I'm just adding a thick coil to the underside of the opening I created. This is going to be used for the lid of my teapot to rest on top of.
Just like with every other step, to attach my handle, I'm going to score and slip both pieces, and then I'm going to add a thick coil around and smooth it out to give it extra support.
Wow, that's really good.
Sorry, the lighting is terrible. It is a gloomy day, but it is 10 days later. These pieces have just been drying. The studio is a bit of a mess right now, but I don't have my own kiln, so I have to pack up my pieces, very carefully drive them over, and hope that everything works out okay. So let's get loaded up. She survived the bisque load. Beautiful. All 4 cups. Beautiful. Now it is time to glaze and get it back to the kiln to get the final results. I am going to do a pretty popular glaze combination. I'm going to do black walnut and green tea. Probably seen this one a lot. A lot of people do it. I have never tried it, so going bold by glazing this with a combination I've never tried before, but why not? So I think for this I'm gonna do solid green tea and then bring the green tea, the solid green tea to about here, and then do the ombre probably on the spout and the body, but only green tea on the handle. For the inside of the teapot, which I should have done first, but it's okay, I'm going to try and take the paint on glaze and mix it with a little bit of distilled water to thin it out.
And then I'm just going to pour the glaze into the teapot and twist it around until all areas have been fully coated, and pour out any excess. My final step before bringing it back to the kiln for its glaze firing is just going to be to wipe off the bottoms to make sure no glaze gets stuck to the kiln.
My pieces are back from the kiln. I don't necessarily love them. I am very happy with the form, the shape of the teapot. The lid actually comes off and didn't get stuck, which is amazing. But I don't exactly love the glaze. I think I should have done at least 3. You can see a lot of patchiness on the green. The line between the green and where they mix together is a lot harsher than I thought it would be. For now, this is the final product. I am overall happy with it, pretty impressed, but I'm probably eventually going to do a refire. If I do that, I will post it on my social media, which is linked in the description. If you want to keep up with me there, you can see my final product and any new stuff I've been working on. A lot of stuff I don't film. But yeah, overall, I would say this project was a success. It was definitely a challenge, and I'm pretty proud of what I was able to accomplish. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will be back in 2 weeks for our next challenge. See you then.